Got it. Make it bigger. And there we are. Okay. So let me adjust this. All right. We're in business now. So as I was saying, you always want to make sure that you catch the replay on YouTube. It's under Tori McNally on YouTube, because there's usually a fair amount of content that doesn't make it onto the Facebook live feed. So why do I do that? Because there may be some things that there might be discounts. There might be special announcements. There might even be special readings that you don't normally see on the Facebook, but are on the YouTube. So always worth checking out. So this is the Ascended Illuminations reading for the week of July 18th through the 24th. And the way that we do this is it's an ABC reading, kind of where you select either A, B, or C. And what I do is I use oracle cards, and I select 3 oracle cards. And based upon whichever oracle card you're drawn to, I do a reading for each, and then that's your reading. Okay. So we got borderer. So it looks, you can see Buddha there, which is good. So that's A. And I'm going to cut the deck in the middle. Bighorn. Okay, that's B. And then the bottom of the deck, what do we got? Now it's interesting. I actually have 2 here. So I guess I'm doing 4. Not what I expected, but hey, okay. So the Mont Saint Michel is C. And I guess the Io needle is D. So we're doing A, B, C, or D. So you choose between A, B, C, or D. So the Iowa needle is D, Mont Saint Michel is C, Bighorn is B, and Borobudur is A. Okay. So tonight I'm actually reading with, so by the way, those oracle cards are Sacred Sites Oracle by Barbara Mickle-Johnfrey, illustrated by Yuri Leach. And the cards I'm reading with tonight are regular tarot cards. They're actually the MJ Cullion Guardian of the Night deck. So they're all animals of the night. So we're going to go ahead and start off by talking about what comes out for A, for the borderer. I guess is how you pronounce it. If I'm butchering it, my apologies. All right, so it's funny. I don't usually read with this deck, but I was told, okay, just do it. Something goes flying. Interesting. I'm gonna pull one more card. Okay. All right, so let's take a look and see what we got for the borderer. So we have the Page of Wands that's covered by the Six of Swords. So we definitely have some action going on. There are some opportunities, I should say, things are going to start to come kind of quell down a little bit. Hey, Angela. Things are going to start to kind of quiet down a little bit from the looks of it. Ahead of us, we have the Four of Wands, which is always a celebratory type of card. So it's whatever you've been through or whatever you've been, if there's just been a lot going on, things are going to kind of even themselves out. We do have the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So we got a lot of cups. And as we know, cups are very emotional. Cups are watery. Okay. But this is the thing that draws me in. The Ace of Cups, see the lotus blossom. So the idea behind this is that lotus blossoms grow in the water, right? So they're buried in the muck and in the mud, and they're absolutely gorgeous. So they actually emerge from, I guess you could say, the chaos, the mud, the muck, rising above those things in order to produce something beautiful and special. So to me, what this is saying is that you're going to be rising above whatever it was that you've been either focusing on or going through. You've almost maybe felt like you've been kind of in a little um, hibernation, I guess is the best way to describe it. And now you're working to try and kind of find your way out of the hibernation. Okay. Looking ahead, let's see. We got the Queen of Pentacles. That's always a good card. For the emotional house, we have the Eight of Wands, which is always a speed card. So I pulled another card and I got the Justice card. So the Justice card is interesting because many times it could be legal. I don't feel it is. It's all about staying in balance. It's all about making sure that you are in check and that you are finding yourself not taking on too much. You're in balance, you're grounded and anchored, and so on. So this is going to be something that you're really going to have to watch. If you chose the Borderer, you're going to really have to strive to make sure that that is something that you really follow through with. Now, we do have the Five of Pentacles, which is kind of a difficult card. Usually that's a lost card. But to me, this is not necessarily a loss, like a financial loss. To me, this is a loss of sloughing off what's not needed, what's not working for you, what you can really move away from in order to kind of really clear out your foundation and build a solid foundation. Okay, so that's something to really think about. Ahead of us, we have two more cards. I've got the Two of Cups, and again, this card that I want to show you with the Two of Cups is, it's two elephants, but again, we have the lotus blossom. And if you notice up here, there's our lion. We're going into Leo season, not that far off, okay? So this is going to be something that gives us the opportunity to maybe have a partnership. If there's somebody new that's coming into your life, there may be some things that come in with that in order to kind of help open up, but it has to be when you're ready for it. It's interesting because this is also on the tail of the Wheel of Fortune, which is always about cycles. When one cycle ends, a new one begins. So to me, this is a new cycle starting to come in. But in order for that cycle to come in, you really got to let go of what's not serving you. And if it's not serving you, or if it's not in your highest and best, let it go. Okay. I don't know if you felt like you've been holding on to something for dear life that maybe not is not necessarily the best for you, or if it's been one of those things where it's about change, change where we sometimes hold on to things in fear of change. But this is what I'm hearing. We got to let that go. We got to allow that to really clear out. We got to really stay in balance, stay in focus, okay? And really focus on that. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So you may find this is falling in the family house. So to me, the Queen of Pentacles can be a little bit abrupt, can be a little bit in people's business. So if you find that there's, as you're trying to work through making new steps, you do have somebody that's kind of like, I want to say they're trying to be there for you. They're trying to help you in their own way. They just don't quite know how to go about doing it. Okay. That's kind of where I'm feeling with this. All right. So that's the Vertibor. Right. Let's take a look at B, which is Bighorn. Okay. Let me shuffle, and then away we'll go. So while I'm in the process of shuffling, I have, like I said, so much to talk about and so much to share. I am so excited. We have just posted some new events up, including, let's see, we have a few seats left for the celebrity table tipping in August. We also have some spirit circles that we're going to be rolling out, and I'm in the process right now of working on those. Hey Tori, I'm just a little confused. You pull from a certain deck, but read from another. So what I do, Angela, is, hey Tracy, what I do is I use an Oracle deck and I pull some cards from that. So basically you have um whichever, A, B, or C, whichever image or what have you you're drawn to, I do a reading for each. So I just did a reading for the Vortiber. We're starting on B, which is Bighorn. Okay. The C reading is going to be the Mount St. Michel. And because this one wanted to come out, the Io needle is D. Okay, so the idea behind that is you select from A, B, C, or D. I do a reading for each with the tarot cards. Okay, and then that's your reading. So that's kind of, does that clarify for you, Angela? Um, so let me get back to what I was talking about. So we have some spirit circles that are coming out, and they're not just regular spirit circles. I am really excited because they're actually going to be held in August and September. And they're actually going to be in the Gypsy tent. So they're going to be inside the Egyptian copper pyramid, which is in the Gypsy tent here on Jamestown. So um, that's going to be rolling out real soon. I'm also doing a table tipping inside the Gypsy tent with the copper pyramid as well. So that's going up. Um, there's also some other things, and I know I don't have it that flew out, so I'm gonna leave that. I also have a Great Awakening series that's going to be coming out in August. It's a 3-part series. For those of you that may have already seen the fact that I've actually started working with a crystal type of healing modality, I've actually rolled out a brand new 3-session package for people at an introductory price of, I believe it was like $194, I think it is, or $198. I'm drawing off the top of my head. Anyhow, that's a discount, a significant discount, because usually I have 8 slots open at this introductory price, and then it goes up to, I believe, $298. So if you're interested in that, that's on Facebook. You can find the link for that. If you have any questions, you can always message me and I can get you the link. But basically, it's in-person healing that's done in the studio, and it is a brand new crystal healing where we work with crystals, we work with color therapy, and healing. So that's going to be really, really good. So yeah, I mentioned the Spirit Circle. I mentioned the Awaken series. The Awaken series is actually a 3-part class on kind of finding out more about yourself in terms of your magical path. Okay. And it is about finding a little bit more about why you're drawn to this and what type of, we're all wired differently when it comes to working within this type of field and how we process things. So this is really about awakening to that. It's about allowing ourselves, if we've been called in order to explore more about this, this is the answer to your call. And start to kind of scratch the surface to be able to start the process of finding out more about who you are and why you're being drawn to the spiritual side, So those are some things to think about. That is also something that's coming out as well, and will be, I hopefully we'll have that up soon. We also still have the Zoom series. So in August, actually August 8th, we have the 8/8 ceremony, which is the Lionsgate ceremony with Mohammed Ramadan, who is an Egyptologist that's based in Luxor, Egypt. So he's actually going to be bringing us details and footage and so on of Ptah's chapel, or I should say Ptah, her Sekhmet's husband, his chapel where the giant Sekhmet statue is in Luxor, actually Karnak rather. So that is also something that is up, and tickets are available for that. That's all on Zoom. So it's 8/8, starts at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So let's see what we got going on for Bighorn. So yeah, I am back. I guess you could say that for those of you that might not have known, I had surgery in middle of June, and I was out for about a month, but I am now back, and I am back doing readings. I'm also back doing energy work and teaching classes and doing one-on-one personal coaching and so on. So if that's something that is an interest for you, please by all means let me know. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have and see what we can do to help work with you in order to find your path. Okay, so B, Bighorn. Let's see what we got. We got the 5 of Swords. Again, this is, oh. So whenever we have like the fives, usually those are cards that are a little bit of a challenge. In this case, not necessarily a full loss, but it is covered by the 10 of Wands, which tells me that there's a lot going on. It tells me that there, it is interesting because beneath us and behind us we have really big cats. We have leopards and tigers and so on, and it's like, how do I say this? We are finding our energy about trying to move forward. We need to make sure that we're not taking on way too much responsibility at one time. Ahead of us is the 9 of Pentacles, which is a great card. It's all about finding our comfort zone, being happy, being comfortable, and not taking on too much. I usually will call it the happy bastard card because it's usually the guy that's sitting there like this, feeling very good about himself. So it's like whatever you've done, the work that you've done, you're kind of giving yourself the ability to finally steer clear of it. Just don't take on more than you can chew, is what I'm trying to say. Know your limitations, know your boundaries. I think that's really important. Know your boundaries. Now we have the Magician and we have Strength. So to me, the Magician is someone that's very well prepared. It's also somebody that is maybe starting out with something, may not necessarily know the full details of everything going on. Things are going to kind of show themselves to you and unfold as time goes on. So you're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to be strong. Okay, that's what I'm seeing with this. Now, family was the World card, which is all about, again, cycles. It's all about allowing things to come to fruition and starting a new cycle. 4 of Pentacles, I'm pausing because I'm trying to read into this. So the 4 of Pentacles with this particular deck is we have the baby bunnies, but then we have the fox. So to me, this is kind of like, don't count your chickens before they hatch, is kind of what I'm hearing. I know that sounds weird, but that's what I'm hearing. So be cautious. There was a card that flew out, Judgment. You may find that there's going to be I don't want to say a second coming, but again, if you're counting your chickens before they hatch, then what you think you have and what you really do have a little further down the road are two very different things. There's also a lot of growth going on, with the snake is shedding its skin. It's also all about the Kundalini energy. It's all about the energy that's coming up and through our body. So this is something that's important where we need to make sure that we literally bring the energy from our root and up and through our body, falling in our emotional house. Now, looking ahead, we have the Ace of Swords, we have the Six of Pentacles, and then we have the Knight of Wands. So I want to start with the Ace of Swords. That's very intellectual. It's very, very smart, very, like I said, very intellectual. So there may be some things that you're going to find that pop up for you. You're just going to have to really make sure that you are fully prepared and that you're not you're thinking things through. Because here's the thing, many times I find with wand energy, it's fiery, but more so wand people, if I am going to put like a person with a wand, I'm going to say they can be a little flaky. I'm going to say that they kind of jump before they really think about things. So to me, this is really saying you're probably going to have an opportunity where you might want to jump into something, but you got to be careful. Okay. So play it smart. Again, use your discernment, use your judgment. All right. There's a lot that's coming in for you, and there's a lot of strong stuff coming in for you with this reading for the people who chose Bighorn. Okay. So, and there's a lot of growth, but you really do need to make sure that you are moving along at a pace that's reasonable for you and you're not being pushed along at somebody else's pace. Okay. So that's B, that's Bighorn. All right, let's take a look at C. So yeah, I had surgery and I will be open and honest. So when I was 38, almost 10 years ago, maybe no, 13 years ago. Yeah, 13 years ago, something like that. I had a hysterectomy because I had precancerous issues going on. And but they left the ovaries. So over time, there were some issues going on. So I needed to have some cysts removed. And I also needed to have the ovaries removed because there was also endometriosis going on. So it was a bigger surgery than anticipated, this particular one. Based upon what the surgeon said, there was a lot more of an issue going on than what they thought was going on. So with that being said, my recovery took a little bit longer than I had anticipated. But I'm back, which is good. And there's just so much going on that I have been working on over this month. There's just been so much that I've been preparing for to launch and things like that. So I'm gonna start rolling some of these things out. The first are the spirit circles, as well as the Awaken series. So I'm really excited about those. And I'm really, really super excited about the 8/8 Lionsgate ceremony, the Zoom ceremony, on August 8th at 5 p.m. My dear friend Mohammed Ramadan, like I said, he has a lot of special access that maybe other people that might not normally get full access to. So with that being said, we're going to have some really spectacular things that we're going to see, we're going to talk about, we're going to experience, and so on. So let's take a look at C, which is Mont Saint Michel. I want to go here. This is one of the places I want to go. All right, so this is weird. I know I shuffled a lot of the same cards. a lot of the same cards as Bighorn. So that's telling me also, it's warning me, I'm going to say, to make sure that you're really careful about not taking on too much. There's a lot of movement with this particular reading. If you've chosen C, Mont Saint Michel, there's a lot of movement here. We do have the Nine of Pentacles. We do have the Knight of Wands again. And we also have the Six of Cups. You know, it's interesting because the Six of Cups is all about memories and maybe somebody from your past that's stepping back into your life, or reminiscing about good times. So there are going to be some things where maybe you've been finding yourself kind of outside of your comfort zone, and you're going to be able to kind of re-explore more of who you are and um, how you were when you were able to do different things in the past. Because again, the Wheel of Fortune is all about new cycles, new beginnings. And this Wheel of Fortune is so pretty. It has a snake, it has owls, it has spiders, it has bats. So there's a lot going on here. But to me, instead of it being like a wheel, to me, it's almost like going within. Okay. And you may find that there are some difficult decisions that you might need to make. So we got the of Swords, Two of Swords. Right. And there may be some difficult decisions to make. But I think you know which decision you know you need to make. Again, make it in your highest and best. Make it for your highest and best. Make it so that way you're using your discernment and that you are wanting to do whatever it is. So if it meets those criteria, then sure, no problem. That's fine. Looking at the family, we've got the Eight of Pentacles. We're kind of stashing stuff for the future with the bees here, actually with the hornet and the nest. So we got stuff that we're putting away for the future and confidence and so on. With the family, with the overall emotional, we have strength again. And it's interesting because you have the mouse and you have the snake. And it's like you have totally different feelings. And it's all about balance. It's all about digging deep and finding your true you and not letting it go, you know? So there is going to be a need to be strong on some things. Interesting. So we have the High Priestess. You know more than you think you do. Okay. You know more than you think you do. Be strong. Looking ahead, Seven of Wands. I'm sorry, Seven of Swords. Again, the big cats. You know, many times that's a card where we're not necessarily um fully seeing what we want is different from what is in front of us, is the best way to describe it. So be aware, but also be present. And again, the World. This one's so pretty. The World card is all about cycles again. Okay. So to me, this is almost like you have this opportunity to really kind of take things in a different direction if you want to. And it's probably in your highest and best that you do. It may be very scary in terms of making some changes, but it's also going to be one of those things where it's going to be a difficult journey. But sometimes it's those difficult journeys that we need in order for us to grow. in order for us to really come into our own and develop what it is and who we, what it is that we want and who we are. So again, I am going to say make sure that you're not taking on more than you can chew. It's the 10 of Wands that's showing up again. So you just got to be careful. And I almost feel like Spirit's going to test you. Okay. Spirit's going to test you to make sure that you're not maybe slipping into bad habits that you for previous habits. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Also, there's with the fact that there's some changes that are coming that you really want to make. Sometimes we find ourselves rushing things and doing things too much at one time. And I feel like that's where the warning comes in. So it's all about making sure that you're pacing yourself and that you're believing in yourself. Okay. So that is Mont Saint Michel. And the last one is the Io needle. Okay. So let me shuffle again. It's funny, when I actually ordered these cards, MJ Killian was just in the process of actually doing the deck. So I actually wound up purchasing the deck when she did it as a kickstart. So I've had this deck for a while, but I don't know. I find other decks I'm more drawn to, but it's a pretty deck. One more shuffle. All right, so the Io needle. 5 of Wands, the Lovers, 2 of Cups. Beneath us is the Sun. Ahead of us is the 2 of Wands. Chariot, 9 of Cups. 4 of Cups. 5. 7 of Pentacles. The Devil. And the Emperor. All right, let's see. So to me, what I'm feeling is this is about relationships. This is about not only relationships, like physical relationships with other people, but it's also about relationships with yourself. And there may have been some issues that have popped up, and you're in the process of trying to kind of figure out what direction to go in. Literally with the 2 of Wands, we kind of have 2 different ways or 2 different roads to kind of go down, right? But we tend to bring it in together and do it together. But the card that I want to talk about is the Chariot. And this is the Badger. So there is a need to move forward. And there's a need to be determined on your path. And this path is something that's important to help you find your happiness. Okay? It's something needed to help you find your happiness. So if there have been things going on that have made you unhappy with your relationships, whether it be your, intimate relationships with spouse or partner or friend relationships, or even your relationship with yourself, there's a need to really kind of determine your path and move forward. Now, we also have some other things going on. For example, the 4 of Cups. So you may find that what you want is not always going to be what's in your highest and best. So don't be surprised if you find yourself feeling like you're kind of settling and you don't, well, in some cases, I'm going to say don't settle. But in other cases, I'm going to say sometimes we need to kind of work our way through different things, take different steps in order to get us to that point. We can't go from point A to point D. We have to go from point A to B to C to D. And I almost feel like there are things that there's a shortcut that you might want to take, but it's not in your highest and best to take that shortcut. Okay. This is interesting because we have the Empress, who is all about divine feminine and the eternal mother. And we also have the Emperor, who is all about being regal and regimented, but very dedicated. Okay. Like I said, we do have the Devil card, which sometimes means stuck in, well, in this case, I'm feeling it's stuck in a rut. So you may find that there are going to be some things that you need to change in order to get past this potential stuck in a rut, in order to get past some of these things that you and your spouse or your spouse or partner have been going through. Okay. Seven of Pentacles. Gonna take time. You know, you got to build from the bottom up. You got to build from the bottom up. And that's going to be the part that's important. Like I said, there's going to be a part of you that wants to go from A to D and skip B and C, but getting there, you're going to miss key pieces of information, or you're going to miss key things in your development, I guess is the best way to put it. Okay. So that's something to think about. So what I'm going to say is be patient. Keep up with the forward movement. You're just going to need to kind of take steps and realize that the steps are right and just and justified. Okay. So keep that in the back of your mind. All right. So that was the ABC. And since another card flew out, D, reading for the energy forecast for this week. And again, I'm back. Again, Cindy is also available for readings. She's also available for healings. Just so you know, I just want to go through some things in our schedule before I forget. So, let's see. So I have the cacao ceremony coming up on Saturday night. There's still space available. And the cacao ceremony is actually being held on Jamestown. So it's inside of our gypsy tent, which is inside of our 8-foot by 8-foot copper pyramid. So the cacao ceremony is also going to be focusing on plant medicine of the cacao. We're also going to be working with Blue Lotus, combining them together, melding them together. We're going to be working with opening our heart chakra. So that's going to be a very powerful ceremony. What else is going on? Let's see. Monday night, Cindy's going to be doing a Violet Flame healing group on the 22nd. And then we're into August. So I have pyramid table tipping on August 3rd. So that's going to be held inside the copper pyramid, which is housed in the gypsy tent. That's going to be really fun. We have the Lionsgate ceremony on 8/8, which is on Zoom. You don't want to miss that. That one's going to be stellar. We have Harbor Fire on the 15th, where All the shops are open the night of the 15th. It's a very family friendly event, which is great. So there's all sorts of food trucks and so on. A lot of live entertainment, very fun. Celebrity table tipping on the 17th. Again, Cindy's going to be doing another Violet Flame healing on the 19th, which is also the super blue sturgeon full moon. So I think that's going to be a really powerful event. And we're kicking off Spirit Circle on the 24th in the tent, in the pyramid. So I think that's going to be really powerful as well. We're going to be focusing on Sirius, the star, and all of the really special connections to it. So that's going to be really, really important. And then the Awaken series kicks off on the 28th. So a lot going on. I'm not even going to talk about September because September is chock-a-block full too. And I'm still working on it. Anyhow, I hope you have a great evening, a great day whenever you're seeing this. If you are interested in a reading or interested in any energy work, let Cindy or I know. Just message us. You can reach me at Tori at avalonenchanted.com or just message us through Facebook or even on YouTube. Again, check out the feed on YouTube of this reading because many times there's a lot more that's talked about or shared than say on the Facebook feed. So you may want to check that out too. So have a great evening, everybody. Take care. Bye. All right, so let me just do this real quick. All right, so this is what I wanted to talk about because, like I said, we add more things to the feed that goes up to YouTube than we do to Facebook. So I got some really cool things that I want to share with you guys. Okay. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the spirit circles. Like I said, the spirit circle on August 24th in the gypsy tent inside the pyramid is actually all about the dog star Sirius and the spiritual sun. And that is going to be really important because we are really focusing on the gateway to the higher consciousness. We're focusing on accessing the deeper dimensions of our mind and soul to illuminate our spiritual path. And like I said, we're going to do that in the gypsy tent inside the copper pyramid. So the rain date is August 23rd. And that is, I'm sorry, the rain date's August 25th. It's held on Jamestown. People will receive the actual address on Jamestown on the 23rd before the event. So the day before the event, they'll receive that. And our event's on the 24th with the rain date of the 25th. So, like I said, we're going to be also doing another spirit circle in September. And I know I didn't talk about September on the calendar on the live feed for Facebook. So the spirit circle in September is going to be held on the 14th. And it's going to be on the Ascended Masters and the Council of 12. So we're really going to dive into the energies of the Ascended Masters and the original Ascended Masters in particular. And we're going to do that in, like I said, in the Copper Pyramid inside the Gypsy Tent on Jamestown. So the 14th, the rain date's the 15th, and people will receive the location address on the 13th. So for people who might be wondering what are ascended masters are beings of pure love and light who have transcended past fear, doubt, and negativity. So we are going to be really focusing on the original 12. We call it the Council of 12. Some people call it the Mighty Dead. But these are spiritual beings who are more like teachers. So think Mother Mary, think Buddha, think Kuan Yin, people like that, who are here to help us on our path. So as I also mentioned, we're going to be kicking off the Awaken series. It's a 3-part series for people who are just in the process of starting to kind of develop an interest in learning their spiritual path and really kind of trying to get an idea of how they fit into it and why some of the things that are happening now. Energetically speaking, we have a lot of energy that comes into the planet, and we're all like little individual radios, and we have to kind of fine tune our radio in order to pick up different frequencies. Well, sometimes, we might find that we're picking up a completely new, different frequency than what we thought. So it's about that. It's about focusing on the new frequencies that are coming in for you and helping you make sense of them and helping you really start to develop the foundation to begin to work with them. So that 3-part series starts at the end of August and goes through September. And that's going to be a really good series. As I mentioned, I just rolled out a 3-part crystal healing package, and the introductory price for 8 people. We have actually 7 left, I should say, but it's an introductory price of $198. And with that being said, it's in person, and it's going to help in terms of really clearing out some of the energetics in our body. It's going to be really focusing on color therapy and focusing on working through some of our blocks and releasing those. So that's going to be really good. I feel like that's going to be really important. If you know somebody that is just in the process of kind of wanting to explore and understand what energy healing can do, then this is a good way of exploring it. So that's something to mention. So again, we have a lot going on. Check out all of our events on Eventbrite. We also put them up on Facebook. There are going to be some more events that we're going to be rolling out very shortly. So just kind of keep an eye out and check back every once in a while, because you may find that there's new things. Definitely subscribe, so that way you're alerted to when those things roll out. And again, make sure you check the feed, check our YouTube videos under Tori McNally, because there's a lot that we have there that is everything from different readings to different talks, stuff like that. So check it out. If you have questions, let us know. Okay, talk to you later.